Before we get into today's video, allow your main man to tell you about Within the Ring of Fires for the first 5 books that are out right now. You say to yourself, my main man, where can I pick these up? Answer, Drive-Thru RPG. Get them in hardbound, get them in softbound, get them now. And you can also hit me up directly, Anderwood, on Facebook. Send me a friend request. Easiest way to get a hold of me. And you can get a PDF deal. You get all the PDFs from Within the Ring of Fire directly from me for only $75. Not only will it get you the 5 that are out now and some extra bonuses, you'll get every PDF to ever be released for Within the Ring of Fire. I'm working on 3 more Within the Ring of Fire books now, and you'll get those. These are color books. These have all the high options. I mean, look at that wonderful artwork for the cover by Alex Gillett. They're just wonderful stuff put together there. You can pick those up. You can also join us on Raw Immersive Game. That's our forum on Facebook. And you can come and learn about Within the Ring of Fire. You can find live Google+, Skype, and even local games for Within the Ring of Fire. For other games as well, talk RPGs there. Learn about Within the Ring of Fire. Ask your questions. And there's tons of information added by a lot of the people who have joined the RPG revolution, joined the Barbarian Horde. Tons of stuff you can find out. And you know, it's definitely something you're going to want to get involved with right there. Within the Ring of Fire, you can find the live playtest, you can find reviews, you can find all that, and you're going to find yourself wanting to pick this up, find the deep immersion, the cinematic they play, and where we actually present fantasy games for a full-on spectrum, deep aspect of role-playing. Now we're going to talk about today, RPG horror story. That's right, baby. My mind has been plagued with an enormous amount of RPG demons from the dramatic and ridiculous which I have witnessed over a span of longer than 25 years in this beautiful, gorgeous thing that we share and love called RPG. I've seen a lot, and you will be my therapy, releasing the demons of RPG horror. No, I don't mean horror in a good way. If you haven't seen any RPG horror stories, you want to go check that out. But today we're talking about get your gaze on. That's right. You don't want to have someone getting their gaze on you. Always take it as a hostile action when you see gazers be amongst you. I kayfabe to the very end everything I'm doing, even set a character up in a way where you have no idea what kind of potency or power I might possess, and I'll even write stuff that's not correct on my character sheet. Yeah, look at that. You'll find out the information is not correct. I'll put the wrong species, or if I play a game of class, I might put erroneous statistics on that character sheet. I'll make sure the game master knows what's good and what I have, but not you. Never you. One of the first times that I saw someone get their gaze on, I'm talking about sheet gazing now, you understand. That's when one man, you understand, baby, take a look at another man's sheet, you understand what I'm saying, and just starts dissecting it, starts learning what his strength score is, what his bonus to attack is, what his armor class is, if that man has a magic shield or is resistant to poison, what race he might be in some races, anything unusual, his level, his hit points or health gauge or wound levels, or any advantages or merits or feats or edges. Really breaking it down on a mathematical, mechanical basis to understand what that individual is playing. Even looking at their experience points total. Grab a hold of a sheet and just going down that piece. Of course, they're either going to sideways look you during a game, or if you wander off, perhaps to purchase yourself a beverage, to run to the store to get some food, to go to the bathroom, to go outside to smoke a cigarette. Regardless of why it is, if you're out away from that character, that sheet gazer is with that character or with it for the long haul, trying to see exactly what you can do. Now, when I was 15, I had the unfortunate limitation of often playing with jabronis and literal pieces of trash. And one of these mentally stumped miscreants go by the name of Funky Daddy Fungo, at least that's what I called the Fungosaurus, a loathsome individual of repulsive aspect, still to this day, I'm sure. And his name was Chuck, and this guy ran a horrible D&D game. And I don't know which type of game this was, if that was an Al-Qadim game or what that was. But that we're talking like over 20 years ago in the Gamers Guild, Scott Tillman's store down there, right at the table. I'm sitting there. I only played this guy's game a few times. I want to say 3, but it could have been as many as 5. I don't know. And it was always like a startup deal, and then there was never a number 2. The guy was a complete. I mean, to call him a ham and egger would be supposing he deserves some kind of food for his efforts, which clearly the answer was he did not. I respect here to take care of that. Sorry for your momentary quakery of your video. Now, Funky Daddy Funk goes running the game, you understand. At this big table, it's one of these rooted tables, not an actual table you can move around. It's right part of the fixture of the store. And everybody, these are all grown people. They're Funko might have even been 30 at that time. I'm 15. Daddy Minmax, I'm guessing, goes 10 years older. Maybe he's probably 25, maybe older than that. And there was the other guy, Rich, playing. And I don't know how it was. Like, I think I was first level of, and Big Daddy Minmax, who we have spoken of in previous video installments for your delight. But Big Daddy Minmax, and they say, and by that I mean me, if he can min-max it, nobody can. This man was a despicable min-maxer at all times. He loved to get his min-max roller to outwit you with strange, confused feats and so forth. But I'm sitting there at the table, and this other guy, apparently his character was like 3rd level, and I still remember that when they were talking about it. Now Chuck is running the game. He is the DM, and the guy Rich has stepped away for whatever reason, I'm not sure. Likely one outlined previously in my comments. And I think it was for some kind of out-of-character reason. Daddy Minmax wanted to kill the guy's character. Of course, a power gamer often wants to kill your character so he can show you his supremacy. And he pulls the character over and starts looking at it and starts talking about it with Chuck. And he just look at the character. Chuck, again, is running the game. The person who should definitely not be allowing you to look at other people's characters, particularly to dissect them to see what their weaknesses might be, so you can attack them in the way that's most vulnerable. And his character's 1st level. Again, Rich's character is 3rd. That's a hard deal, right? And Chuck goes, oh, I don't know, Dad, you might not be able to kill him. He's 3rd level. And I'm like, I'm just like stunned for like a D7 rounds. Which definitely led towards me not playing with these jabrones again. And Big Daddy goes, no, I could kill him. And of course, who knows what kind of a piece of trash antics or tactics or what kind of mega power game he may have had in his character sheet. I don't know what his character was about. All I know was Rich. Only part I remember now from this is Rich's 3rd level, and I know that because they were discussing it right in front of me. And it just shocked me. I mean, I was shocked because, first of all, I always looked at it in terms of the game, the fantasy, the suspension of disbelief, not in terms of a mathematical situation to prove that somehow you were in some odd, bizarre world better than someone else because you could kill them and kill their character. So, I mean, I was repulsed by the experience, but apparently because Dan didn't want to, or didn't like playing with the guy, or didn't like him, I mean, nothing wrong with Rich, he was okay, that he was going to kill his 3rd level character off as a 1st level character, just to teach him a lesson, I guess. And the game master sat there and aided him with the prospect as soon as the man left, instead of being like, let's just be more the appropriate response for someone doing that. I mean, to this day, anyone who makes characters with me, you damn well know one thing. I ain't gonna tell you a goddamn thing outside of maybe describing my character to you. I mean, if I have a battle axe, I'll tell you before we play, because, you probably, instead I play, you'll, oh, he has a battle axe, okay, well. Or, if I'm playing a siren or an ogre or a human or whatever, I'll tell you that. I mean, I describe the character, what you could see. I might not tell you about like a little dagger I have hidden. I might not tell you about a bag of nails I'll fit a slam you on you get out of line. But just the basic descriptions. I don't think you should tell people more than that. And people are, which is ridiculous. I've run games that had 6 fighters in them. I've run games that had 5 clerics in them. Whatever. Make what you want to play and run it. We can get Spotlight for you. My boy DBJ. Fumbling up your name there. Sorry about that, baby. He was on a video which I saw about that. What did you talk about? Well, you didn't use the word spotlight, but that's basically what he was talking about. And you don't need that. You don't need to play. Everybody can play a fighter, and you can give them different spotlights, different themes, different ways that they fit in. If you're playing a fighter and is a big important part of his character that he has an axe, just tell everyone else, like, I'm going to use an axe. Like, no, you ain't going to use an axe. Pick something else. What? Just pick something else. I mean, we got that taken care of. Don't worry about an axe. Go He'll get a bastard sword, or I don't know, 2 daggers or something. Fight, do something different. Get a trident and a net, go Rete style on that ass. But you get that spotlight. But that's not what we're talking about. At the moment, we're talking about that sheep gazing. And I've seen people, and I call people fascinating too. They start trying to gaze, like you see them eyes kind of wandering over. Don't be looking at what my character's intelligence score is. You don't need to know how many dots and crafts I have, or what my drive skill is. You don't need to know what my merits and flaws happen to be. That's not for you to know. Because, first of all, after all, I've seen shenanigans on more than one occasion. But beyond that, it just spoils the mystery. I don't want to know. And anyone that's gamed with me and tried to explain what their character is, where I'm like, they'll quickly agree that I don't want to know what someone's playing. It's just like getting spoilers watching the movie. I don't see that either. I want to experience it as I should in the context of the game, because it also takes less work off your game master. Like, it's stuff they don't know how to do, because it's more mystery, more interest, more things I'm trying to decipher. Like, both in and out of character, I'll probably be interested in knowing what your character knows how to do, or skills, or so forth. And it certainly, at the very least, gives us some pre-made role-playing material. I talk to you, oh, that's who you worship, or, oh, well, why did you learn how to use a glaive? How did that happen? Oh, okay, that's it. And you can get a story. And that's another story. I mean, we can talk about how your character learned to use a glaive for 45 minutes easily. And we can have that conversation more than once, and it could have supplemental questions, which can lead to building bonds, which can lead to telling the stories, which can lead to all sorts of conversation between characters, which is wonderful. Often the conversation between characters can be substantially better than plot. So, I don't rush people along, let them have that. Don't ever look at someone else. That's their private business. To me, that's A, it's extraordinarily rude, and B, it's you're only ruining the game for yourself. It's almost like grabbing a game master's notes and going through those. I mean, to me, that's it's ridiculous. So if you're a sheep gazer, mind your own damn business, because you're a piece of trash. So keep that to yourself. Don't be like Big Daddy Min-Max. And actually enjoy the experience unfolding of the other person's character. Enjoy the unfolding of their story. Encourage them if they're light on the story. Throw them a few softballs. Let them work in additional details about the character. They may even come up spontaneously if you give them easy questions to answer. And then you can sort of encourage them after the game when you saw they don't really have stuff. Oh, maybe you come up with an idea as to how that bit of your backstory came in between this week and next week, because I'm going to ask you some more questions. And that could really encourage a person not only then, but continuously, to make an additional effort to add more detail and bring about in a more diligent fashion a fully fleshed out psychology and background and backstory for their actual characters, which really only helps you, because the better the other players at your table, the better your performance. The more you can pull out of them, the more overall that can be done with the game, the better it's going to be for the game master. The easier it'll be for the game master, because as a game master, it takes literally zero effort to produce a scene where characters are playing with each other if they produce the scene. It's just literally less you have to do. So the material you use it'll pad the game, and it will do so in an enjoyable way as the people are actually role playing. So you want to put that in there, and you certainly don't want to ever, like, if someone irritates you, you don't kill their character, man. That's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you can say something to them. You're like, yo, dude, you irritate me, and stop that now, and here's why. Confront them like a man. Tell them what's really good. And just be above board with people. That's just slithery. That's snake-like. And I'll tell you that, even today, I'll trust a motherfucker that'll do stuff like that, And anytime something like that is brought up that I've seen do shenanigans, I'll call it right there to the game master. I'm like, veto, we can't have that. We can't have that dude. He's full of foolishness. I can't get with foolishness. Because once you're a fool, you ain't gonna not be a fool. That's the way I see it. So, in summation, don't look at other people's characters. And certainly, if you're a game master, do not encourage that. Don't help it. And I would go so far as to say, just like, dude, you need to leave now. You're out of this game. Or at the very least, turn the tables on him and jack him over. Take experience from him. Have something. Work it. Because he cheated. He straight up cheated. And if you're cheating, to me, you're forfeit. And at the at the use of anyone else there to simply help produce some drama. You know, they're the person that should have the penalty, not someone that, you know, actually trusted you enough to walk away and leave their stuff sitting there. You know, what do you do next? Pull the guy's credit card out and go buy a bunch of, you know, role-playing game books? Or, I mean, it's just ridiculous to me. So let me know below in the comments if you've seen anyone get their gaze on. If you yourself are a gazer, let me know in the comments below. And make sure you pick up your Within the Ring of Fire books today, Drive Through RPG, or hit your main man up.